a U.S. soldier killed in Iraq Thursday remembers him as an American hero. Specialist Paul Nakamura of Santa Fe Springs died when the ambulance he was in was struck by a grenade. The soldier's sister says her brother saved two of his fellow soldiers' lives by shielding them from the impact of the blast.
For that, two other soldiers.
Well, I'm here in country because my country needs me. I'm here to support all my fellow soldiers, Army Reserves, Air Force, Navy, Marines, whoever it be. We've seen a lot of casualties. We've transported a lot of trauma patients with shrapnel, gunshot wounds, second chest wounds, all types of stuff. Just treat them. It's something that we have to do. Sometimes it's tough to see the burn victims, but that's our job. We get a lot out of helping other people out. That's the one good thing about being a medic is you get to help your fellow soldiers out, and it's so rewarding. You can't beat it.
My partner Paul, he was much better, or he was much more comfortable at driving the Humvee than I was.
Okay, his last name is Nakamura. It's Nakamura. Your first name was Paul, and you're from where?
California.
Where?
Santa Fe Springs, California.
Paul's a good guy. Him and I are friends. We always see each other at drill, hang out and stuff, go to lunch. When we got to Kuwait and stuff, it just so happened that we ended up being partners. For the most part, we were on almost every single mission together. He'd usually drive, I'd be the medical person, or the person to take care of most of the medical stuff. And he'd be sort of the calming factor in my whole deal. I'd be mad about something, he'd be like, when you go back home, we got all that money, man, we can just go out there and chill on the beach for a couple days, and I'm like, yeah, that's true, and then I realized that I was getting worked up for nothing at all, so. That's the type of person he was, we ended up being pretty close, because when you're going through possibly life-threatening situations with another person, I tell you what, they become really close to you, so. We're up all night in our aid station. These guys come in, hey, we need some help out here, and I was like, oh man, what happened? And they're like, oh, this guy, and he fell into this hole this morning. I think he broke his ankle or something. The doctor came in and said, yeah, this guy needs to go to the hospital to be medevaced out of here. There was an Army hospital 2.5 hours away from where we're at, just north. I was driving that day, and Paul was in the back. Everything was going great, actually. We're making pretty good time. We had a security vehicle behind us, which was an MP vehicle. We were pretty well protected as far as, as well protected as you could be. But we were probably about 15 or so minutes away from this hospital, and I was just driving and listening to some music, and then all of a sudden, it was like I got punched in the head. Hey, you gotta be kidding me. I'm in an ambulance, and I'm supposed to be shooting at me, I knew exactly what happened, and I feel the heat. Actually, I could see the heat when my eyes got shut. You could actually see like orange and stuff, and it was the strangest thing. The first thing I said to myself was, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. The explosion happened in the rear, and it shouldn't have sent a fireball, but a big old piece of, I don't know, came right through here, right through my two crew doors, skinned my side, and right into my instrument panel. It missed taking off my arm probably by maybe about that much. When you're in an ambush, your main goal is to get the heck out of Dodge and find somewhere that's safe. So I drove for probably 10 minutes, and I saw an Army convoy, so I felt safer. They didn't stop or anything, but they were just starting to pass. So I was like, all right, stop. Ran outside, and the patient was back there. Was like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, what about the other guy? Is he okay? He's not doing too good. So I jumped back there, and I could see my partner. I'd seen people that had been dead before, and I looked at him, and I was thinking to myself in the back of my head, these guys are dead. There's nothing you can do. But of course, I was going to tell myself that. So I was like, all right, let's get the heck out of here. We're like 5 minutes away. So I drive up to the emergency room. They pull me off to the side. These two Marines come up. Hey, what happened? Who did this to you? Where did it happen? We need to go take care of this right now. And ask me like 50 questions, and then my patient walks by. I was like, hey, is he gonna be okay? Oh, don't worry, he's gonna be fine. I was like, all right, cool, that's cool. And then they bring my partner by. I was like, oh, man, I saw him, and I was like, jeez. Like, don't worry about it. They got him to the table, and I didn't even look over there, but I knew that, that was it. I was a little bit, what am I going to say? I'm the last person to see him alive. I'm the person that has lived with them for the last 6 months. They hadn't seen their kid for months. And people can tell you how great of a job you did, and don't worry about it, you still saved that other person's life, or you still helped all these other people and stuff. It doesn't make a difference, because you still lost somebody. And that makes it hard on yourself, you know. When you're out there and your butt's in the line and you're taking care of people and stuff, you're just pretty much on borrowed time. You never know when something might happen. And before, you might be afraid. But you got to realize that there's no point in being afraid, because you work better when you just forget about all that stuff. I've already been through the worst part. The worst part is going through something and surviving it. I think it'd be easier almost for a person to go in there, do their job, and then all of a sudden something happens and they're not here anymore. They don't have to have that pain, that suffering, that emotional stress or anything like that. I would never want to die or go into a situation and die because of the effect that I have on my family and stuff like that. But at least I know now that if it happens, you know it happens.
At the end of the day, when all is said and done, what's the best part about what you do?
I did my best to help everybody out, and we treated injured soldiers, and we helped them out, gave them hope.